Thank you. Yeah, it's evening, we're all getting a bit tired. We say replace the water already with sun. I'll quite it. I'll fight to make it feel and entertaining now. So, yours, I'm Anton. I live in Munich, Germany. I run a lot of events, like it was in Python. We started in 2016 with Python Germany in Munich. That was us with the team. Started little, grow bigger, and this is one of the conferences that we hope will grow as well with appreciation and help of everyone. Hopefully, if you like it, yeah, we will like it. See you next time, I guess. I'm running a software agency in Munich. I would say I'm running, it's more like we are running it because I don't have a business degree or something. I'm a developer. I actually develop codes at work, so to say. This is approximately how we look. Agency is called Tech5, and we are absolutely professional, of course, but we like to burn money on things like conferences, so here we come. Today I'm talking to you about the AI and how we integrate it with databases. Let me start with a bit of fantasy of AI journey. We'll speak about this cyberpunk AI future, where in the best case, we will have just robots taking our jobs, and in the worst case, you know, the Terminator movie. Bad scenario. However, I have a vacuum cleaner also, half of you has this Roomba thingy going, and it is like very model that it is AI, and it is ML, and it is like machine learning, and the vision and everything, like all of the checkboxes are there on the box. However, if I drop my socks on the way, it's not working. So I wish we would be there in the cyberpunk, but I think for now we are safe. We're on the Terminator scenario. We just put our socks on the way. I don't think it can really go beyond that limit. So why is this the case? There are a couple of problems. I would formulate two problems that there are. First is a people problem, and that is a lack of scientists and developer who can properly integrate the AI, into the applications. So many businesses cannot even afford heading or even finding a professional of that app, because it's not enough to be a good Python developer. You actually have to be a scientist to integrate this process properly. So they're in high demand, and they're just physically not many of such to exist. The second problem, though, is a data-related problem. The lack of available data, and then the quality of the data there, and the security of the data, and the many things, the time-consuming implementation of an algorithms also depends on people who cannot do it properly, but also on the data that's not in place, not in the shape to be used for proper model creation, for instance. So yeah, we know that these days, like we go, okay, web service, and they will have like, hey, AI integration. We also know how it works, right? It's just API to ChatGPT. They are not using their own data, they're using OpenAI data. And they're trying to just put this buzzword like AI and A, but we all know it's not exactly working. So the proper thing would be to use all set of data, and not with their AG, not with retrieving something from our data set, but actually having a model which is actively using the data that the company has. We're speaking about large-scale companies, that's a must. So you might say, how about AutoMath? Well, I don't know how many of you tried AutoMath here. I mean, I just played a bit with this, and it was enough for you to say, it's nice, but it's fixing just one step, the training of the model step. It's not fixing the other steps that are there that we need to overcome the problems that I just named. And there are many AutoMath examples out there. I think the first one was data robots, and then every cloud has something. There is the full cloud, the GCP AutoMath, there is the Azure AutoMath, and something from ML Sage maybe or something like this. IdeaPub as well. So they are good, but they simplify more than one part of the problem. And this is just the illustration of it. So if we go from the left, from the data providers, like problem population, data visualization, cleaning, huge task, argument task as well. Teaching engineering, the only the top is automated, is automated actual building, spreading, and optimizing the model. Yes, to some degree that helps. But then again, we need to do the deployment ourselves, we need to do monitoring ourselves. If it's a real big collaboration, we would have to use iterations. It's not like the one-time thing. We train, let's say, model one time and we use it further. No, it will be iterative, it will be a loop. And This loop will be all every time from the beginning, every time. It's quite complicated. And then we need to deploy the queues while we trade. And the classical way would be something like this. We have a database where we have the proper, let's say, data of the active price. And then we need to use the data to trade them on. How do we do? We do a lot of ETLA, that's transformation, cleaning, and stuff. Here you have the Python tools for that, but it's heritage. We need to do a proper cleaning, we need to put this data flow, and then even the data flow alone is probable and it's faster because we would need to have some data streaming in place with Python. We need to pull it all, push it all to training an ML model, and then when it's ready at some point, we fetch the data from our head application from this spoil campaign model. I mean, of course, the polling the system, not throwing itself, but the model plus some DPI depending on the tool that we are using. So we need to pull the data from the model and use it, implementing some sort of an API, let's say MIME. And yeah, this is straightforward from a developer point of view, but the reality is it's quite a complicated process. Again, we need skilled people to do that, and probably for every step there will be a different set of people doing that. And it's exhausting. That's just the facts. It's expensive, and it's difficult, and it's errorful, and it's hard to maintain. So yeah, I mean, as an agency, it's of course a pleasure if somebody gives us such task, but in reality, it's really difficult. So the question is, how do we simplify it? And why should you treat machine learning as a standalone application to this model and implement all this complex integration of the models, APIs, and databases separate? So why not make ML and predictions the part of an actual database? This is the idea. Why cannot we put the model right next to the database and imagine that that's just one big piece? So this is how it would work with embedding automap in the database. So there would be some AI layer right next to the database. And you could talk to the database as you normally do with the most well-known language at some point of course. It's not a programming language, but SQL is a de facto standard of querying the data. Everybody knows SQL, not even the programmer. And there are a lot of tools, some AI tools, which can automatically fetch data using SQL. So if we allow our model to speak SQL, we would simplify integration by tremendously. We would cut a lot of unnecessary steps in the process. If only our model could speak SQL, so it returns to the database while we a layer next to the database. So here, of course, it's not my idea, and I will tell you whose idea it is. We the conference in Repair 2019 was Python on desktop, not we, Maria. I was the speaker, the guest. There was one very shy guy, Jorge Torres, over there. Like he flew from San Francisco to give a talk in Odessa. He was smaller than this, with his ETM backpack, like a skinny guy, very shy. Yeah, developing this thing. It's still not so big, but it's a nice idea. He was really passionate about this idea. He expressed it back on that Pinterest. I like the idea. It was an early stage. Yeah. It grew. They grew a lot. One aspect of multimedia company in Silicon Valley, how they actually developed the idea at its core, and it's built with Python, of course. That's why I present that. So to clarify, they're not the sponsors or something. I just genuinely like it, and they think everybody uses it. The idea they have is this integration of the AI database, or what they call it AI tables. So it's developed with MindsDB, that's the company name, and it's available as an open source product. They used to sell it like a hosted solution as well, because I think it's slow. For now, you can just use it with Docker. I think I will show you a demo right now. And yeah. And then they are like the layer that's integrated with the most common databases, of course, by SQL, Postgres, follow them, but also with NoSQL stuff like Kafka or Redis. So this is something that sits in front of your database, and you're querying it with plain SQL. However, when you're querying existing data, and it keeps track what data is like real data and what are the predictions. So when you query existing data, your query goes to the real data facts, to MySQL, to Postgres, or there. And you can also query the data that's not real, that is predicted. And they call it the AI tables. This is something like materialized hue, drawn, good old times. Like the hue is like pretended to be a table while it's actually not a table. So for them, the AI table is actually in some model and predictions related to that model. Yeah, I don't think we have time, so I will just show you a demo real quick that make you like it if you try FaceTime. So although it's it's not as popular unfortunately, but it actually works quite. But I mean, they sell it a lot in the US, like hosted solution. But you can also use it yourself. Let me just show. Okay. So I'm running it with Docker, MindsDB container, just mapping some ports to get the UI. Conflicts, text, Docker. I want to show the full thing, so Docker OS. Try sudo. Base. Sudo, I guess, sorry, coworker. Yeah, but it's just because I might say, does it stop? Because I just did this. Okay, so sharing the whole thing without pulling the image, of course. So it starts this wrapper, and it also starts Postgres in Docker as well. And you got the UI. You can also speak plain SQL, but for the simplicity here, always just with the UI. Okay, yeah. Yeah. So they call it MindsDB Studio. If this is just UI or SQL, let's go take. You lazy and take a path from user tutorials. I'm creating an example database from the dataset that they provided. This is the standard SQL process version with this. I'm providing it with the credentials to connect Postgres so that MindsDB connects that use it as a source partitions. This is the select statement. So we see here below what's the database, just some data about 1,000, how much parkings costs on Silicon Valley. We all love it a lot. Also a folder that prices were fucked a lot. So this is how we create a mod. This was not real SQL, it's super SQL, so to say, but you can guess very easy what it does. I hope you can see it. Yeah, create model. That's the name of the model, and from is the database that is connected, the Postgres, so it would fetch the data from this database. This is the column that it's gonna produce. Now I need to check the status of it. So here in the output it says generator as a status. It's quick. Yeah, so that's the status. Engine is light for the agent that they code developed, I think, outside module that they create. Status error, that's interesting. I think it out some things. There is a task, then also have a C level. S is below the test of Okay, so no audio made like towards how to do it. This is also actually quite nice. As they say, it's written in Python, so you need to pick and style like to it. But they also have fancy UI here, so we can just go to somewhere in settings, I think the manage integration. If I have the rendering, I will just install it from install you. So this is just a Python package there. Okay, and if it's quick enough, then the wait for it to contemplate. We go back to SQL editor, then the raw model, take this. Well, pretty good. Done. Describe the this SQL status there. So it didn't install it yet. So I don't think we should wait. Let's just continue for now. And then there's install. So I said, what my guy? And I need to drop it again. To create it again. And then I describe it, it will be great person. I also big. Yeah, trade. So this is not taking long, so I will just explain. recap how it works a little, and then we will check the predictions. Yeah, I think the idea is good because that lets you play with predictions on the proper data set really easy. And yeah, it does funny results sometimes. Like I played with their test data set and it will do predictions like for apartments with 1.5 or 1.7 day bathrooms or bedrooms. You need to fine tune it, of course, but it's actually works. So the AutoML model, that AutoML mechanism, they integrated Lightwood, and this is just plug effect. It's really easy to use. And if you want to go more that, or even if you want to train the model yourself with the traditional tools, you can do that. You can pick the existing model from elsewhere in most popular formats and plug it in. That works. Make it try a bit process. So, what this tool is good is try things out of prototyping. So if you have a need to have predictions based on the nature it's already happening, you do not want to build the ETL pipeline. Just install this thing, test it out, and if it pays off, if you see that predictions are reasonable, then you can build the proper one. That's my recommendation. I'll buy it. Yeah, I think it's trained by now. Let's run it again. Yep, for please. And I'll just show you how to check.
Work on the sky, and so.
Yeah, so this is I made a select from the home records model. So this is the AI table of the real table for these conditions. So, and this is the predicted return value, but this is boring. The nice part is when you can merge tables, like normal tables with the AI tables. Then it's possible. So I will set this out. So when here we have selecting some things, many things, so they can with just Drake. So here we got selection on the real table and on the DI table to compare similar data. So you can see here real price and next to it predicted price. And they are in the reasonable range. It's close enough. Yeah, it's good prototyping. It does this in job without any tuning, anything at all. So I recommend it to play it out, to test it out, play with it. And yeah, that's one little tool in our nice Python ecosystem. And now, yeah, it's simple. It was not exactly Python, but this thing is built with Python, so it also has Python SDK. A more interesting and more advanced integrations, they have like a huge community. They have many examples on their website for how to do it with a Python library that you don't need SQL. Also, I think because if you use SQL, you can also use it directly with Python SDK. Right. Good. Let's jump back at our presentation. That was a demo. I think I'm over time already, so anyway, thank you. And yeah, let's have some questions. Please.
The first.
So my first idea how to use this was in the financial industry. We were told that we're supposed to silo test data from introduction data, and so we're going to produce test data back to the developer swap. We could lastly use this to develop product. So in this there's to create test data that somehow reveals the reduction data. These is trained up production data.
I should buy that. It will not reveal this. Yeah, it's a good question. It will not reveal it, of course, because it's predicted. So you specify what exactly to predict. It's not like black box, right? You say what exactly is it input by doing a normal select. So you say create a model, and then you put a from clause, and then the from clause you can only want to put the data that you wanted to be using, right? So if there is any column that you don't want it to be used for predicting, you just don't pass it all. This is relatively simple. And then of course, if you want to predict the data, will be done with as a real data. But yes, it will be used for predictions. However, it's hosted on your server, so it's okay usually. That's one little thing, because there's so much use that if you're using some serious AI capabilities, it's somewhere, and this is lightweight enough to be running in your own infrastructure. So I think it's fine.
Cycles, brains, is the level.
Hello. Oh, maybe you don't just wondering whether such virtual traditional tables can be made not only of some mandatory drivers to give the data, like cable data every kind of they can utilize table directions or a time series data, and not all data. So one table, but really versional tables, set of tables. Yeah, maybe in all of them.
Yeah, so then I will talk in general about extensions that at least I know, or I tried. I tried not so many, but again, Python. So you can really easily extend the capabilities of AI table by doing not just predictions, but doing anything, because your code is Python code. We define the function, what to do when you query the data, and the input is what you gave during the model creation training, and the arguments in SQL that you run when you query this. One example is, of course, like ChatGPT API was open the users, so they created like AI table ChatGPT integration that's not doing any querying of field data, but instead is sending this prompts. Well, it's formulating, then there might be some prompt that sends it to OpenAI API. But say if you have, I know, a list of comments or some reviews in your table, it's really easy to create a batch analysis system. You have like thousands of reviews and you want to do sentiment analysis in it, and you, for whatever reason, want to use ChatGPT for that. No problems. You can use Python to formulate the prompts. You don't even need Python now because the integration exists, but if it won't, you build something new, simple with Python that will, for every input, call OpenAI API, so it won't even use train model per se, it will just do some other thing. And yeah, but this some other thing can be what you said, but also many other things. So it's also useful to doing like batch operations, because there is already your database. It's next to the AI table, and that's what maybe is so simple. You don't need to export it before using it. It's there. So that's kind of the effort to it. Hey. Okay, do we have time for anything, or should we do the final activity? Lightning talks. Everybody's excited for lightning talks. Good. That good. Then we will have a. Hey, do we have a group picture? Yeah. Yes, we have a group picture. It's the first time we do it, right? Let's make a picture from with members. So can we go on the stage, or?
Yes, please step back and Tori also is safe.
Yeah, thanks, both. By the way, my boss.